Do you remember the story of the time Jesus went to visit a couple of friends at their home? One of the friends got so frantic because someone unexpected was coming to her home, and she got busy cleaning and cooking and serving. She was focused on so many different things like, did I dust the top of the refrigerator, or how does my hair look? The other friend was focused on who was coming to visit. And when Jesus got there and started talking, this other friend just sat at the feet of Jesus. Well, as you might expect, the friend who was up running around getting stuff ready looked down at her sister who was just sitting there. Just sitting there. She's left me to do all this other stuff and she is just sitting there. Well, Jesus, in his kind and compassionate way, rebuked the one who was up and running around. He said, "You're anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary, and Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken from her." Mary had found the source of life, the fountain of life, the air for life, the one who fuels and ignites and empowers and guides and sustains everything. And that comes through time with that one. That is the necessary thing. Jesus says this, "The words that I have spoken to you are spirit and life." And this is what Paul means when he says, I want to know him and the power of his resurrection. Paul doesn't just want to know about Christ. He wants to know him in all of his glory and power. Wayne Cordeiro tells the story of Jan Paderewski, who was a renowned Polish piano player, lived in the first half of the 20th century. And when his government requested that he play concerts in order to raise money, this piano player, a patriot and willing citizen, replied, "I will be part of the war effort under one condition. You must allow me every day to continue playing scales 3 hours a day. Pay me for 8 hours, but I will play scales for 3 of those hours." Well, they didn't hesitate to take his offer. Why would someone of Paderewski's enormous talent insist on playing scales for 3 hours a day? Well, here was his answer. If I skip one day of scales, when I play in a concert, I notice it. If I skip 2 days of playing scales, my coach will notice. And if I skip 3 days, then the world will notice. When you miss your consistent time with God one day, you probably notice it. But when you continually miss a consistent time with the Lord, your family notices and the world around you will start to notice. Passing on a zealous and passionate faith is done with the simplicity of devotion. Listen to what Paul writes. He says, "I am afraid that as the serpent deceived Eve by his cunning, your thoughts will be led astray from a sincere and simple devotion to Christ." When we abandon a simple devotion to Christ and his word, we start falling into worldly wisdom, and before you know it, we end up like those in the book of Judges who have forgotten God, which is evil in God's sight. So walk with Jesus in his word day by day. When you pray today, please remember Tommy Rose and his family, our missionaries in Mexico. Also, remember the Uramba Life Word broadcast in Tanzania.